You know, many Christian leaders say we shouldn't be involved in the culture wars. We shouldn't be involved in these ongoing conflicts in society. After all, our citizenship is in heaven. After all, Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world." Hang on. Does that mean that when the church encounters poverty, we don't do anything about it? Does that mean when we encounter broken families, we don't do anything about it? Does that mean we were supposed to look the other way during the days of the slave trade here in America? Does that mean that we're to look the other way as millions of babies are killed in the womb, even though God hates the shedding of innocent blood? Of course not. Jesus said to us, to the disciples, "You are the salt of the earth." At the very least, it means that we are the moral conscience of society. You are the light of the world. How can the light shine in a dark culture without impacting that culture? Some say, but look, the Great Commission is to go and make disciples. I agree. The question is, how do disciples live? When your child comes home from nursery school crying because they've been exposed to homosexual activism in a textbook, what do you say? Well, our kingdom is not of this world. When you find out that your 15-year-old daughter's best friend has a lifetime sexually transmitted disease because of the promiscuity of the culture, do you say, oh, but our kingdom is not of this world? Listen, Martin Luther King said a long time ago, the church must be reminded, it is not the master of the state or the servant of the state. No, he said it is the conscience of the state. That is our role in society. But Dr. King warned that if we lost our prophetic authority, that we would just be, to paraphrase, just like a country club. We'd just be some great gathering place where people came and had a good time. Sadly, that is what has happened to the church in America today. We must lead the way in putting forth God's values for life, for marriage, for family. Our congregants are looking to us as leaders. They want to know how to respond. They want to know how to respond to the questions from their kids. They want to know how to respond to the bombardment from secular media. If we don't lead the way, if we don't show the way, who will? No, we don't fight the way the world fights, but we are to be God's prophetic voices, bringing a wake-up call to the church and to the society. We are to be God's voices for moral sanity and spiritual clarity in the midst of a world that is going crazy and a church that is all too often in compromise. And remember, for the first believers, their Bible, the first Christians, their Bible was the Old Testament. And on page after page after page, the prophets are calling for justice. The prophets are addressing social ills. The prophets are sharing God's heart. Yes, God's heart is grieved for the brokenness and the pain here in America. And we have the solution. We have the answer. Let us declare God's ways of life without shame. Let us be gospel revolutionaries. Let us see this nation shaken with awakening beginning in the church that spills over, touches the culture so that America can be spared. America can be saved. America can be restored.